Okay, so let's just talk about this because honestly, Prince Harry's world just got flipped upside down. And no, it's not another palace meltdown or one of those cringy tell-all interviews that make Buckingham Palace clutch their pearls. This time, the bombshell came from someone who actually knew Meghan Markle before the fame, before the tiaras, and way before the royal drama. We're talking about Nanaki Nikki Pretty, Meghan's childhood best friend. Yup, the girl who's basically known Meghan since they were tiny tots. And oh my goodness, she just went viral, and not for something small. She's out here defending herself against some of the wildest, most jaw-dropping accusations you could imagine. And trust me, the way this story is blowing up right now, it's shaking the entire image Meghan has been curating all these years. Like, this is big. The conspiracy nobody saw coming. So here's the insane part. For years, Nanaki's been pretty low-key. Sure, she's dropped a few truth bombs about Meghan now and then, but she hasn't been out here chasing the spotlight. But out of nowhere, people, hardcore Sussex Squad supporters, and even some royal watchers started spreading this wild conspiracy theory claiming, wait for it, that Nanaki Pretty doesn't even exist. Yes, you heard that right. They're literally saying Meghan's best friend from childhood is fake, like someone photoshopped their teenage friendship. They're spinning these bizarre theories that her entire friendship with Meghan was a fabrication, that the photos of them together as teens were fake, and even worse, that she might be secretly working with Meghan to plant misinformation. The audacity of it all is truly next level. Nanaki's viral clapback. But honey, Nanaki did not just sit back and let people drag her name like that. No ma'am. She jumped on social media and dropped what might just be the most iconic clapback of this entire royal saga. She wrote, "According to some, I'm not me." And then she added the punchline of the century, which begs the question, who's been living my memories? Chills. Literal chills. It's short, it's classy, and it slices right through all that conspiracy nonsense like a hot knife through butter. That one line had the internet gagged. Thousands started rallying behind her because, seriously, who accuses someone of not existing when there are decades of photos, memories, and receipts? Receipts upon receipts. And just to make things even clearer, royal commentator P. Dina jumped in immediately. She basically said, "Enough with the nonsense." Dina confirmed, like flat out, that she's spoken with Nanaki face to face. She knows this woman personally. She said, "I've talked to her. I know who she is. She's real. Stop with the drama." She even told everyone to focus on the actual issues instead of creating these ridiculous soap operas about Meghan's childhood friends. But here's the real kicker. The timing of all this drama is just chef's kiss, a disaster for Meghan and Harry. Royal pressure cooker. While Nanaki is out here defending her literal existence online, Harry and Meghan are being hit with major pressure to have their royal titles stripped. And girl, it's not just royal family chatter. Parliament is actually discussing action against wayward royals. And in the middle of this tension, what do Harry and Meghan do? They join an anti-artificial intelligence celebrity campaign designed to annoy the White House. I'm not kidding. People are like, what were they even thinking? Because the timing could not be worse. The royal family is already dealing with the Prince Andrew mess. The UK government is annoyed. And then here come Meghan and Harry, diving straight into American politics like it's a pool party. Meghan and Nanaki, the real story. But let's rewind a little, because to understand why Nanaki's viral moment matters so much, you need to know who she really is to Meghan. This isn't some "we met in college" kind of thing. Oh no, Meghan and Nanaki go back to when they were 2 years old. That's basically a lifetime. They grew up together, shared secrets, navigated their awkward teenage years side by side. And the proof? Girl, it's everywhere. There are pictures, trips, memories, stories, receipts for days. One of the most famous photos is of teenage Meghan and Nanaki standing outside Buckingham Palace, posing like every tourist dreams of doing. And the irony? Meghan would later walk through those palace gates as a duchess. That photo alone could silence any of those "she's not real" conspiracies. I mean, come on. The friendship that shaped everything. And it's not just internet gossip. Royal biographer Tom Bower documented their friendship in his research. This isn't tabloid fluff. This is well-documented history. Nanaki wasn't just some extra in Meghan's story. She was there from the very beginning. She saw Meghan before the fame, before the red carpets, before the carefully crafted image. But here's where things start to sting. Their friendship didn't just fade away, it ended abruptly. Sources say the moment Meghan got serious with Harry, old friends started dropping like flies. And guess who was one of the first casualties? Nanaki. Friendship burnout. After almost 3 decades of friendship, Meghan cut Nanaki off. Just like that. It wasn't a slow drift, it was a clean cut, gone, erased. And why? Because Nanaki knew too much. She had seen the real Meghan, not the Instagram-filtered, PR-approved Meghan, the real woman behind the curtain. And when Meghan locked locked eyes on Prince Harry and that fairy tale royal life, everyone who didn't fit the new narrative had to go. Nanaki has never exactly been quiet about it either. Over the years, she's spilled plenty of tea, specific, detailed accounts of Meghan's rise. She's talked about the ambition, the calculated moves, the way people got dropped the minute they stopped being useful. This isn't someone making vague jabs. This is someone who lived it. The Trevor Engelson drama, one of the most damaging stories Nanaki shared. Meghan's first marriage to Trevor Engelson. According to Nanaki, Meghan didn't just grow apart from Trevor. Oh no, it was cold, calculated. When her acting career started to take off thanks to Suits, Trevor became inconvenient. So Meghan didn't sit down and talk to him like a grown adult. She didn't even call. She mailed the wedding rings back. Can you imagine? Ending a marriage through the mail like returning a faulty Amazon order. People were stunned by that story, and Nanaki had the receipts to back it up. Then the princess fantasy, but it doesn't end there. Nanaki revealed that Meghan was obsessed with fame and status from a young age. She wasn't just some regular girl who stumbled into royal life. She wanted it. She planned for it. Apparently, she was fascinated by Princess Diana long before she even met Harry. Meghan dreamed of that fairy tale, the adoration, the spotlight. So when Meghan publicly claimed she didn't even Google Harry before meeting him, yeah, people who actually knew her were rolling their eyes so hard they saw their brain. Not just another bitter ex-friend. Now, the thing that makes all of this hit different is that Nanaki isn't some random hater. She's got decades of first-hand experience, photos, stories, and shared memories. When she talks about Meghan's ruthless ambition, the calculated steps, the way she drops people once she's gotten what she wants, it carries weight because she was there for all of it. And the truth is, that same pattern Nanaki describes, Meghan played it out again with the royal family. She got the platform, the title, the spotlight. And when things didn't go her way, she and Harry bailed, just like Trevor, just like Nanaki. The conspiracy gets crazier. So how did we go from Nanaki being a credible source to people claiming she's basically a hologram? The Sussex squad started pushing this wild theory that the photos were fake, that Nanaki might be a plant, or part of some coordinated PR stunt. The mental gymnastics required to believe this are Olympic level, but it didn't stop with the fringe crowd. Even a few royal watchers started questioning her authenticity. People began zooming into old photographs, looking for signs of Photoshop like they were solving a crime. I mean, really? Why it hurts so much, and the ugliest part? This conspiracy tries to erase a real woman's life. Nanaki has memories, she has photos, a 30-year friendship with Meghan. To claim she's fake is basically gaslighting her entire existence. The irony? Meghan has built her brand on being an advocate for women, for speaking truth to power, for fighting bullying and misinformation. Yet here her own defenders are, bullying another woman, spreading lies, and trying to silence her because she's not saying what they want to hear. Nanaki's legendary comeback. But Nanaki wasn't going to sit there and let the conspiracy snowball. Her comeback, according to some, I'm not me. Which begs the question, who's been living my memories? Broke the internet. That one post did what entire press statements couldn't. It made the conspiracy theorists look ridiculous. Thousands flooded in to support her. They saw through the desperation of people trying to rewrite history to protect Meghan's image. While Meghan's out here struggling to stay in headlines for the right reasons, her old bestie casually drops a one-liner that explodes the internet. People are digging into Meghan's past again, remembering the Trevor Engelson story, the disappearing friends, the contradictions between Meghan's claims and reality. It's like every skeleton in her closet just got its own spotlight. They tried to silence her dad, her sister, and now her childhood best friend. But the internet, it doesn't forget. Nanaki Pretty's viral moment isn't just a petty online spat, it's a reminder that Meghan's past isn't as spotless as the fairy tale she sold. The Archie and Lilibet question. And honestly, here's a thought that's chilling people to the bone. If Meghan's childhood best friend can be erased, attacked, and gaslit out of existence by her fan base just for speaking the truth, what happens when Archie and Lilibet grow up? What happens when they start forming their own opinions about their parents, about the family they were kept away from, about everything? Are Meghan's defenders going to try to memory hole them too? The royal institution versus chaos. The monarchy cannot survive endless chaos. It's not built for this level of scandal on loop. William understands that. Parliament understands that. Even royal watchers who were loyal to Charles are starting to call it out. Every day Charles delays action, the institution looks weaker. And Meghan's mess gets louder. Charles's legacy on the line. Charles wants to be remembered as the calm diplomatic king who built bridges. But right now, what people will remember is how he let scandal after scandal pile up without taking a stand. stand, the Andrews scandal, the Sussex circus, the conspiracies, the fan wars, the political stunts, all of it happening on his watch. And the thing is, scandals don't age like fine wine, they rot. Meghan's spotlight is dimmer. Meghan's attempts to stay relevant are starting to backfire. Every campaign, every carefully staged appearance feels more desperate. And people are noticing, even her supporters are starting to sound tired. Monarchy Pretty's story isn't just gossip, it's a crack in the fairy tale. A reminder of who Meghan was before the palace, before the PR machine, before the crown. The final countdown. The big question everyone's asking now is, how long can this circus go on? How long before Charles finally says, enough, and signs off on William's plan? And how long before Harry faces the reality that he might have been played by the woman he gave up everything for? Because at the end of the day, the truth always finds a way out. And right now, the truth is wearing Monarchy Pretty's face, the viral moment that changed everything. Monarchy didn't give interviews. She didn't hold press conferences. She just posted one line. According to some, I'm not me. Which begs the question, who's been living my memories? And that was all it took to blow a hole in Meghan's carefully curated narrative. The timing, the simplicity, the authenticity. It hit harder than any expose ever could. And honestly, that might be the moment people remember when this entire royal soap opera reaches its breaking point. Final word. This isn't just about a friendship. It's about a pattern. The rise, the ambition, the careful reinvention, and the trail of people left behind. Meghan built her image like a castle of glass, and Monarchy Pretty just threw the first stone. So buckle up, because this storm, it's just beginning, and the next headline might be even bigger.